GPT-5 just dropped, and it's way more powerful than any version before. It's not just smarter in conversations, it can code, analyze, create, and even design. So I decided to put it to the test. In this video, I'll show you 3 projects I built with GPT-5. 1. Analyzing my YouTube comments. 2. Coding a game from scratch. 3. Creating a fully illustrated children's storybook. Now let's jump on the first one. All right, let's start with the first test, analyzing my YouTube comments. One of the most powerful features in ChatGPT-5 is agent mode. Instead of just answering a single question, the agent can actually follow multi-step instructions and process large amounts of data on its own. It feels less like a chatbot and more like having a personal research assistant. Now let's try it. I have this music YouTube channel that I want to analyze the comments. So I gave it this exact prompt. I want you to analyze my YouTube video, link pasted above, comments in detail. Go through every comment, categorize them into audience personas, and identify recurring themes, interests, questions, and sentiment. Extract key insights about my audience's preferences, pain points, and motivations. Based on these findings, recommend new video topics, content angles, and engagement strategies that will help me grow my channel, strengthen audience connection, and steer my content creation in the right direction. And then I let the agent run. Now here's what happened. GPT-5's agent went line by line through every single comment. Within 18 minutes, the agent delivered a full structured report. Now, as you can see, it divided into 4 parts. 1. Audience personas and recurring themes. 2. Questions and pain points. 3. Sentiment analysis. 4. Recommendations for content and engagement. Let's try to check what the agent produced for us. Audience personas and recurring themes. The agent noticed groups forming naturally in my audience. For example, relaxation and stress relief seekers who use the content for sleep and focus. Fantasy and medieval culture fans who connect with the visuals and music. A spiritual and healing community who describe the videos as magical or even therapeutic. And of course, curious learners who want to know how the content was made, what software I use, and even what languages are being sung. Second, questions and pain points. This was fascinating. The agent pulled out the most common recurring questions like, what language is this? Are these songs original or based on history? Can I listen outside of YouTube like Spotify? And even, what software generates these visuals? Without the agent, I probably wouldn't have noticed how often these questions repeat. Third, sentiment analysis. Overall, the comments are overwhelmingly positive. People use words like beautiful, healing, sublime, peaceful, a lot of gratitude, blessings, and love. Negative feedback was extremely rare, and even then, it was usually playful criticism like noticing background repetition. And fourth, recommendations. This is where it gets exciting. GPT-5 didn't just summarize, it gave me a roadmap. Diversify themes, try exploring Celtic, Viking, Byzantine, or Asian folklore in future videos. Offer the music on streaming platforms because so many viewers ask for it. Share behind-the-scenes content about my process and tools. Engage more directly with the community like pinned FAQs, live chats, or polls about what cultures to cover next. This blew my mind. What normally takes me hours of scrolling, note-taking, and second-guessing, GPT-5's agent mode condensed into a clear, actionable growth strategy in minutes. And honestly, it's not just about saving time. This is like hiring a dedicated audience research agent who never gets tired, never misses details, and always delivers insights you can immediately use. For a YouTuber, that's priceless. All right, now let's move on to the second test. Could GPT-5 actually help me build a game from scratch? Just like before, I'm using agent mode so it can handle multi-step work. Write code, explain it, fix bugs, and iterate. Now this is the prompt that I used. Build me a simple browser game like Flappy Bird, but instead of a bird, use a robot character. The robot should jump to avoid obstacles. Make it playable with the spacebar. Here's the part I love about agent mode. It didn't just dump code in the chat, it packaged everything as a zip. All I had to do was download, unzip, and there's an index.html file inside. Double-click that, and boom, the game opens right in my browser. I press space, the robot jumps, obstacles slide in, and I'm already playing. First try, no setup, no build tools, no frameworks, just a plain HTML file. This is amazing. I'm actually enjoying this and I miss playing this game. It brings back old memories. Woo! I'm surprised. I'm still going. Now I jinx it. Okay, that's amazing. Here's the but. Of course, the first version wasn't perfect. There were still a few bugs. For example, if the player touched the green obstacle, it would just say game over and freeze with no restart button. So I told the agent, fix the bug, add sound effects, and give me a proper game over screen with a restart button. The agent quickly patched the code, added a clean restart function, and dropped in sound triggers for jumping and collisions. Now, even though the very first version already had a basic scoring system, I made sure to include it again in this update so that when we fixed the bugs, the score counter still worked correctly in the second version. To make it feel more polished, I asked the agent to add a difficulty ramp speed gradually increases every 30 seconds, a parallax background, 2 layers for depth, and a high score saved in local storage. I could never do that without this tool. And for anyone wondering, this is all front end only, no server, no install, no dependencies. If you've got a browser, you've got a game. You can even drag the folder into your hosting or drop it into GitHub pages and share the link. So yes, GPT-5 didn't just code a prototype. With agent mode, it behaved like a patient senior dev, packaging files, documenting changes, catching bugs, and pushing features until it felt publishable. If it can do a Flappy-style jumper in minutes, imagine what it can do for puzzle games, educational mini-games, or interactive story levels tied to the next part of this video. Speaking of stories, let's see if GPT-5 can go beyond code and help me create a fully illustrated children's storybook with consistent characters across every page. All right, now let's move on to the third test, something more creative. Could GPT-5 actually help me create a fully illustrated children's storybook? For this one, I again used agent mode because it's perfect for multi-step creative work. I gave the agent a detailed prompt describing the main character, the art style, and how I wanted the story to flow. Here's a part of the prompt I used. Create a children's storybook with consistent characters and illustrations. The main character is a young girl with bright eyes and puffy hair, accompanied by a magical pet. Write the story page by page, and for each page, suggest matching illustrations in a Disney-like style. Keep the text simple and playful for kids, and ensure character consistency across every illustration. And then I let the agent run. Within a few minutes, GPT-5 came back with a page-by-page storyboard. Short, simple text on each page that kids could read or listen to, matching illustration prompts for every scene, and rules to keep the characters consistent, the same clothes, same face, same magical pet all the way through. But of course, just like with the game, the first version wasn't perfect. Some characters look slightly different from page to page, but this can be fixed with more detailed prompting. So let's recap. With GPT-5's agent mode, I was able to analyze my YouTube comments and turn them into a content roadmap, build and debug a playable browser game, and create a fully illustrated children's storybook. Each of these would normally take hours, days, or even weeks, but with GPT-5's agents, I had results in minutes. This isn't just a small upgrade, it feels like a leap forward. GPT-5 isn't just answering questions, it's acting like a teammate. If you enjoyed this, drop a comment, who knows? Maybe GPT-5 will be the one analyzing it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more AI tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one.